Okay, we'll be starting a series on geometry, which is a massive topic. It is pretty much the study of space. Not like outer space, but like maths kind of space. At our level, that's things like points, distances between points, or we could say draw a line connecting two points, or see relationships between lines, like parallel ones and things like that. We can look at all the angles they make with these other lines and their relationships with each other as well. And we will look into shapes and angles inside them, and we might think about the relationships between different types of shapes as well. Later, we could pull this to 3D world and say if you live on a round Earth, like most of us do, geometry gets real weird, and everything you know about things like lines and triangles and stuff all becomes different, which is all kinds of fun. Okay, but let's kick things off by reviewing angles and the different types of angles we have. So remember, an angle is a measure of how far something turns. So this angle here is 60 degrees, and that's measuring how much the yellow arm has turned away from the blue arm there. It's not a measure of distance yet, so it doesn't depend on how long or how short those two arms are. It only measures how far you need to spin or turn to get from one arm to the other one. Okay, now this angle here is 60 degrees, and the number might be a bit random, and it is, but when we're measuring things in degrees, I'm sure you've seen that turning one full lap around is worth 360 degrees. That must mean that a half turn here is 180 degrees, that's 360 divided by 2, so that is the angle of a straight line. And then a quarter turn would be half of that, which is 90 degrees, what we call a right angle. I'm sure you've met them before. And we also have other names for different sizes of angles, which you might be familiar with. So anything in this range here, any little angle like this, is called an acute angle. That's anything less than 90 degrees. If we're dead on 90 degrees, then we sometimes use a box to label it rather than an arc, and we would call this a right angle. So again, it's 90 degrees, and we would also say that the two lines are perpendicular. And next, anything in this range here, so between a right angle and a straight line, would be called an obtuse angle. That would be anything between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Like we said before, if we spin to a perfectly straight line, then we get a straight angle, of course, and that is 180 degrees. Then any angle like this that goes past a straight line is called a reflex angle. So that's going to be anything bigger than 180 degrees. Once you've spun a full circle like this, we would sometimes call it a revolution, but you don't meet those as often in the wild because it's the same as not spinning at all. It is very useful to know, though, that spinning all the way around is 360 degrees. Okay, so that's all the types of angles we have for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.